Hey guys, so we're going to talk about something that I've gotten asked a lot is what do you do during the mass, the ceremony before your quince? What do you do? What's the certain order? All that stuff. Don't worry about it. I'm here to help. So I wrote some stuff down. I don't know if you could see, but I wrote stuff down from stuff that I investigated and the stuff that I remember what I did for my quince. So all this stuff is, like I said, I'm not sure if this is by the book stuff that you have to do at the church. This is just what I remember I did in my quince. So like I said, everything I say in my videos are not by, probably not exactly by the book. But like I said all the time, you don't have to follow what I say. You can do whatever you want to do. It's your quince. So, okay. So what we're going to do, so what we're going to talk about is the things you have to do before your quince. Very important stuff. Disclaimer, this video is mostly aimed to the quinceañeras who are Catholic. If you are other forms of Christianity, I don't know how they do it, so you have to talk to whoever you can. If you guys want me to investigate a little more, I can just leave a message in my email and I will figure out, and I'll ask around, and I'll, even if I have to call people, I'll ask around and we'll find a way. So like I said, this is all mostly aimed for the quinceañeras who are Catholic, and they're going to have a religious ceremony. Some quinceañeras don't have religious ceremonies. That's fine. You don't need to have one, but if you have a religious family or religious parents, you mostly have to have one. So like I said, what we're going to do is what you have to do before your quince. You have to be baptized, and you have to have your first communion and confirmation done. This is very important. I actually got a comment by one of my viewers saying that they haven't got baptized or they haven't had the first communion. That's fine. And like you said, you were 13, so that's fine, because I was 13 when I got my first communion done. So that's fine. Usually, if at 13 to 14, if you're not baptized if you're not baptized and you haven't had your first communion, that's fine. Just try to get it done like maybe a year or more before your quince, because you have to have this done. Also get your confirmation done as well. Everything basically has to be done before you have your quince if you're going to have the religious ceremony. So that's mainly what you have to do. And like I said, if you're already baptized as a baby and you already got your first communion when you were little and your confirmation is done, you're fine. So if this checklist doesn't go to you, that's fine. You're ready to plan your quince. So I also gotten asked before, what do we do in the church? What goes on during the mass, and what has to be done? So what we're going to talk about is how to enter the mass and what's going to happen. So all the people that are not involved in your court, or your court, or if they're not your parents or your godparents, they go to their seats. They do not belong where you're going to be. That's like in the waiting room of the church. So only your godparents, your parents, and your court stay with you. Everyone else goes into the church. Okay, so, before I confuse a lot of people, because I've gotten confused about this too. There's a difference between the godparents that pay for certain items, like, pay for the drinks, pay for the food, pay for the, the music and stuff. They're not your godparents that have to be with you. They're the sponsors. That's what they're called, sponsors. They have to wait in the church. They're not the godparents that are with you. These godparents that I'm talking about that have to stand with you are just like you have godparents for baptismal and for your first communion. These godparents are going to be your godparents for your quince. So they usually have to be like a couple. So like a couple that you can trust and stuff like that. My dad, he picked my godparents for my quince for me. It was his best friend from when he was younger and stuff like that. And so usually it's up to you or your parents who you want to choose as your godparents, because those godparents are supposed to guide you into adulthood. So you have to pick someone that's responsible, like I said, in anything you do, like the court and everything. You have to pick someone that's responsible to be part of this. So you got your godparents, and you got the godparents that are paying for stuff. Like I said, they wait in the church. The ones that are with you, or they're going to stand right with you. So what's going to happen is when you enter the church, just like in a wedding, the groomsmen and the bridesmaids go before. So you can either have the girls go first or the boys go first. It doesn't really matter, or you can have them paired up. So it doesn't really matter how it goes, but they have to be before you. Then I think it's your godparents, and then your parents, and then also I forgot to mention this in a couple of my videos. You have to have a a pillow girl. I don't know if that makes any sense. Just like you have to have like a ring bearer for a wedding, you have to have a girl that's gonna hold a pillow. So let me show you what the pillow is gonna look like. So this is gonna be the pillow that the girl, it could be anybody, they don't have to be part of the court, or they can, doesn't matter. As long as they wear a dress that's similar to the color scheme that you guys gone through. So this is the pillow. The pillow that you're gonna need is for you to kneel on, but I've also seen other people just use like chairs, or like a little stool or something. But you don't have to have this, but that's what I had. But if you do have one of these, you have to pick a pillow girl, and they have to carry it, and they go before you. So here's the pillow. Mine's a little broken. It's like 7 years old, 8 years old, so it's kind of a little messed up. You can see that it's a little broken. But yeah, someone has to have this pillow because this is what you're gonna kneel on. But like I said, this is not, you don't need this. It's not, you don't have to have this, but it is recommended. So that's the pillow. So the girl goes before you, and then it's you, and just like in a wedding, you go last. So you go to the altar, and the chamalans and the damas can either sit together or sit and separate, like on one side here, one side there. They're not gonna stand with you like in a wedding, but they're off to the side, and your godparents, your parents are gonna meet you at the altar. And from that point, it depends. Like I said, it depends on what church you go to, on which order this goes to, So the first thing is that if you guys, like I said, I'm gonna be over here. The priest is gonna talk and explain what's going on, and they're also going to say a prayer for you. Now here's where everything goes blurry, because I can't remember exactly what happened, but they just talk, just like in a normal mass when you go to church. They talk, they read something from the Bible, all that normal stuff. But also you got to stay there while they're talking about this stuff. So you're like in the center, and it's not like a normal church mass where you're sitting off to the side. You're like in the center, and you listen to what the priest says. And you also have to read a passage from the Bible. Now here I've seen different quinceañeras either say this passage in Spanish or in English. Now if you are like me, I'm Mexican American, I understand Spanish, but I don't speak it. It's very hard for me. I can only speak like a little bit. It's like a difficulty that I have. But if you're like me that understands it but can't speak a word of it, it's okay. You can ask your priest. This is what I did, is to have the mass bilingual. So it's going to be half Spanish, half English. So you don't have to worry. If you can't say it in Spanish, don't try to. Just, say the passage in English, and it's fine. But if you want to try, practice a couple months before and do the whole thing in Spanish. It's up to you. It's really up to you. So what they're going to do, the next thing is going to happen is that your parents and your godparents are going to put all the jewelry on you. Now, like I'll put a link to the video that I did about different kind of jewelry and different stuff that you have to have at your quince, like the crown and the rosary and the ring, and sometimes they have bracelets, necklaces, all that stuff. Your parents and your godparents are going to put that on you. Also, you do have godparents that pay for rings and other stuff. So like my actual godparents, they bought my earrings and my necklace, and then I had other godparents pay for the ring, the bracelet, stuff like that, and they have to come up and put it on you. So all the godparents that paid for the jewelry, they will put it on you at this part. Okay, the next thing is that afterwards you are going to take, now like I said, it depends on what church you go to. If you do this next part, you're going to take flowers to the Virgin Mary. Usually they either do this, either you take it to the statue of Jesus, or you take it to the statue of the Virgin Mary, and you say a prayer for yourself, and you pray for yourself, and you pray for everyone that's a part of this, and thank everyone that you have this party and everything, and that, you know, basically you're thanking the Lord that you're celebrating you being a woman, you being responsible, and for him to bless you and have the Virgin Mary bless you into the world, you know, thanking them that you are now a woman, you are now an adult, and to help you with any choices from this point on. So when that happens, he's going to announce you again as a woman, and everyone's going to clap. And also, you can always have mariachis. I wanted a mariachi band. I'm not sure. I don't know. I did it. I wanted a mariachi band, but you can also, you don't have to, but you can afterwards that plays. It's really cool. Like I said, it doesn't matter. It's not for everyone. But they can play, or any music can be playing, usually more like hymns or church music. So, you know, after everything's done, you exit out almost the same way that you came in. The chambelans and the damas go first, and then your godparents, and then you exit, and then you get into your limo car, and you go celebrate your party. So hopefully this helps. Sorry, I've been a little flustered during this whole thing. I've been trying to, this is like the 20th take, and it's all keep messing up. I keep messing up all the time trying to like not fluster my words. But I hope this video helped. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.